Paul here from EMD Automotive. Today I've got a 997 Generation 1 Turbo. Powerhouse, probably the best car if you ask me for the money. If you want to buy something very powerful, it's probably the best one to buy. But let's go back to the problem. The complaint from the customer was an intermittent problem. So the customer will drive the car for half an hour, 1 hour, gets really hot, and then he'll park the car, do his shopping, come back, he can't start it up. No start. Doesn't start at all. Nothing happened, and then he has to wait probably another half an hour to 1 hour, and then he'll start the car. Alright, so it's an intermittent starting problem. But the biggest problem I had, every time he comes into the workshop to show me the problem, the car always starts. Every time I try to actually diagnose the problem, the car always starts. So what I've done, I've checked the fuel pump relay, sorry, not the fuel pump, I've checked the actual relay for the actual starter motor, the starter relay, and I put a new one in there, and still the problem's still there. So what I've done, I spent a lot of time on trying to actually diagnose this problem because it's really, really hard. So what I've done, I've decided to put a little wire there, a little light, which is here. See the little light there? It's off at the moment. Oh, turn that on. I'll wire up that little light there, that little light, and put it on the side here so the customer can tell me if the light is on or off when the problem happens. Because intermittent problems, that's the only way you can actually do it. So he told me that the actual light came on and the dash light was on, cluster light was on. So that means to me the alarm was actually switching to the starter motor. At the starter motor, alarm switched to relay for the starter motor to start, but the starter motor didn't turn. So it took me a long time, but now I'm going to actually show you. Today I spent a lot of, it's one of those things, intermittent problem is really hard because I had to check all the cables. Had to check the cable from there to the underneath the glove box, the main cable from here to the back, the earth cable, the alternator cable, the starter cable, and so today I just put it up in here, and I just went to double check all the switch cable, the actual bridge cable I call it. We bridge the starter motor together to earth and then starts. So I'm going to show you the problem, what I found. I'm going to put the car in the air and I'll show you what I found, which actually caused this problem, this intermittent problem. So it took me a lot of time actually I spent on this car, underneath, on top, inside the car, on just checking pretty much the starter cable, because inside the car it comes from here, you can see it there, goes in there, goes on top there, and it goes into the car, and it goes to the front. This cable goes to the front underneath the glove box, the fusible link behind the airbox, and then from there goes to the battery, and then earths out on the body. What I've done, it's just really hard to get to, so I managed to pop the little cover up here. So I'm going to get a long screwdriver and I'm going to move the bolt, and I'll show you. So this car here, the engine's been taken out engine was out. I think the customer told me when he bought the car, I'm not sure where he bought the car from, but the actual engine was taken out to do some work on the car, some coolant leak or something like that, and they put the engine back. I'm not sure who done the work, but I'll show you what I found that causes this problem, intermittent problem. So if you have one of those intermittent problems, probably better to do it this way, but everyone's got a separate way to do it. But I'll show you what I found. I'm going to get a screwdriver. I already disconnect the batteries so nothing gets shorted out. So if you look in there, see, I'm going to have a look. It's hard to actually see that one there. See how I can move it with my screwdriver? See that? See that? That one there is not even on. So the cable is just sitting there. and I'm going to check that one there, and I'll check that one there, and I'm going to recheck all the other stuff as well. But that's what I found. So I've got a this problem is going to be sorted out 100%. That's why it's good to take your time to find the problem properly. Don't just guess, because I always tell the customer there's always a way to do it. So intermittent problem, you got to work with the customer back and forth to find the problem. But I'm going to tell him to get the rear tires changed as well, because the rear tires are pretty the wire is showing, so that's pretty bad. And this one here as well. So 2 rear tires and a wheel alignment. So this one's a I'll say, what is it, 305 30 ZR19 Bridgestone Potenza RE050A. But the problem is they're not N-rated, so I've got to get an N-rated tire. Oh, actually they are, sorry, my fault. It's N1, so it's alright. Okay, this is going to be a good news for the customer, but I'm really happy because now I actually found the problem in front of me. And that's what I always do. Like, don't guess, no guesswork, find the problem, fix it, and the car will never come back. Okay, thanks for watching and please subscribe.